Hello, my name is Danny Dyson, and I will be introducing the Central Park Five. In 1989, five teenagers were wrongfully accused and convicted of a brutal crime in Central Park. This case was known as the Central Park Five. It is the story of injustice, racism, and systematic failure. On April 19, 1989, Tristan Melly, a 28-year-old jogger, was found brutally beaten and raped in Central Park. The attack shocked the world, leading police to launch a massive investigation. Public panic grew, fueled by a media frenzy. And I will be introducing the men involved in the crime from left to right. Corey Wise was 16 years old. Antron McCray was 15 years old. Kevin Richardson was 14 years old. Raymond Santana was 14 years old. Yusuf Salam was 16 years old. Juvenile. Juvenile relating to young people. Five teenagers, Kevin Richardson, Raymond Santana, Antron McCray, Yusuf Salon, and Corey Wise were arrested. They were Black and Latino boys aged 14 to 16 without any concrete evidence. They quickly became the prime suspects. This is a picture during the investigation. We chose the word coerce, which means to persuade an unwilling person to do something by using force or threats. The teens were interrogated for hours without their parents or lawyers present. Under intense pressure, they gave false confessions. These confessions contradicted one another and didn't align with the physical evidence, but they were used to convict them. Irreverence. Irreverence means lack of respect for things that are generally taken seriously, such as authority, traditions, or religious belief. The media amplified the case by using terms like "wolf pack" to describe the boys. The coverage was racially charged and painted them as violent criminals. This shaped public opinion and put immense pressure on the justice system to convict. They also used words like thugs and gangs and a word banging, which means that they were very violent in the gang world. Convicted. Convicted means having been declared guilty of a criminal offense by the verdict of a jury or a judge decision. Despite the lack of DNA evidence and inconsistencies of the confession, all five boys were convicted. They were sentenced to 5 to 15 years in prison, marking a clear failure of the justice system. And Yusuf Salam was put in the adult penitentiary because he was 16 years old, and the other four boys were in juvenile. Incarcerated. Incarcerated means to imprison or confine. The Central Park Five served years in juvenile detention and adult prisons. Their lives were permanently altered. They lost their youth, endured trauma, and faced stigma even after serving their sentences and proven not guilty. Reparation. The making of amends of a wrong one has done by paying money to do or otherwise helping those who have been wronged. In 2014, the city of New York awarded a 41 million settlement to the Central Park Five. While it acknowledged their suffering, many officials, including Donald Trump and the media, refused to apologize for their role in perpetrating the injustice because they still saw the five guys as wrong, even though that was far from the truth because lack of evidence proved otherwise. Exonerated. Exonerated means from blame for a fault or wrongdoing, especially after due consideration in the case. In 2002, Matias Reyes, a convicted serial rapist, confessed to the crime. DNA evidence confirmed his confession, proving the five had no involvement. After 13 years, they were finally exonerated. Legacy. the long-lasting impact of a particular events, actions, or etc. that took place in the past or in a person's life. The Central Park 5 case highlights systematic racism and flaws in the criminal justice system. Today, the exonerated men work as advocates for reform and did a project with Ava DuVernay, When They See Us, to ensure their story will never be forgotten. And Yusuf Salaam, he is actually now running for senator in New York. And many of them have started families and have started nonprofit organizations to make sure that this does not happen again and that their story is told.